wanted to give her a birthday present.
Public solicitation of gifts to a judge is extraordinarily problematic. I would like to have a case in front of a judge who I've made a cash gift to. Wouldn't you? I think all of us would.
What other social media posts also have the judge facing disciplinary action? The Fox 5 team investigates tonight at 10.
Think that we could have won. And in fact, I think about 40% of the people still don't think we won. I understand. You understand that, Mr. President?
Before the Senate leaves for its August recess. If the smaller package fails, though, it could be wrapped into the broader bundle of Biden's priorities that Democrats are hoping to pass later. The fight over whether to raise the debt ceiling is boiling down to whether Republicans can get big spending reforms. In announcing emergency funding measures Friday, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen told lawmakers that failing to grant the government the ability to borrow money when the current authority expires in July could lead to an unprecedented default, which could hurt the economy. But the GOP has said they will not raise the debt limit in opposition to the spending proposals put forth by Democrats and President Biden, though they have signaled their support could be won by instituting restrictions on spending over the next 10 years, including special commissions that would curb the growth of Social Security and Medicare. Democrats have criticized Republican efforts and maintain raising the debt limit is responsible. Also on the topic of the economy, amid high inflation, a divided Federal Reserve will meet this week to discuss when and how it should dial back its assistance to the economy. In particular, the officials are expected to discuss the timing and mechanics of slowing their $120 billion a month in bond purchases, which is intended to keep long-term loan rates low to spur borrowing and spending. But Fed Chair Jerome Powell appears set on a strategy to keep the Fed's short-term interest rate near zero until the job market has fully healed. For now, the U.S. economy is growing briskly in the wake of the pandemic recession, and the pace of hiring is healthy, but experts fear the strategy could ultimately drive up inflation even more, and that a Fed response could come too late, forcing another recession. Though Powell has said he believes high inflation is temporary.
Of those 316, 106 died from their injuries.
This is about a community saying stop this senseless shooting.
This statistic is all too real for those living in the Austin suburb of Chicago, where city officials report more than 180 shootings so far this year in that neighborhood alone. Community members marching over the weekend to preach peace, while others sent direct messages to would-be killers.
Let that young man you're planning to kill tonight, let him live.
Meanwhile, rising gun violence in Philadelphia has many on edge.
Too many Philadelphians are dying.
So far this year, more than 2,000 people across the city have been shot, with more than 300 killed. Local officials are calling on Philadelphia Mayor Jim Kenney to go beyond calling the surge a public health crisis. But the mayor says declaring a local state of emergency won't secure new funds to help address the shootings. The grim situation has many people questioning their safety while doing everyday things like going out to eat.
We came here just enjoying a typical night. Like, we were out at the bar. Like, why are we going to come here and have to have our lives at risk? I don't get that at all.
And at the federal level, Attorney General Merrick Garland is pledging to crack down on gun trafficking and increase funding for community outreach in cities plagued by shootings.
What we know right now is that one APD officer is under investigation for firing his gun, and one person is dead. We do not know if those two things are linked. We want to get right to Fox 5's Rob DiRienzo, who joins us live from the scene in Northwest Atlanta. Rob, a lot of information for investigators to pour through right now.
That's right, Deidre. It's still not clear who fired the fatal shots. Now, Sam Parker's family held a vigil at the exact spot he died early, calling for an end to the gun violence.
This got to stop somewhere in our communities.
Now, the Fulton County Medical Examiner will be performing the autopsy. The GBI is taking the lead on the investigation to figure out why and how Parker died. Live in West Atlanta, Rob DiRienzo, Fox 5 News.
Rob, thank you. The city is being tight-lipped about the decision, releasing a statement that says the decision was made out of, quote, an abundance of caution. But the move comes just one day after a deadly shooting at the Anderson Park Recreation Center in Northwest Atlanta. We're told a verbal altercation took a violent turn at that pool on Saturday and ended with one man dead when someone left the pool area to retrieve a gun, then returned and fired. Meanwhile, Atlanta City Council members have
science lowers our chances of contracting and spreading the coronavirus.
Since putting up that sign in the window, the owner said that they have been flooded with angry comments on social media, even death threats.
The secret club we don't talk about.
First rule of Cancel Club. Yeah, first rule of Cancel Club.
Hugh. Smoke from the fires are also impacting air quality. People with respiratory issues are warned to stay indoors if they're living in an area with heavy air pollution from wildfires. In Los Angeles, Christina Coleman, Fox News.
Between 24 and 30 hours to down the river into Long Island Sound and then down the east side of Manhattan. Spend the night in New Jersey Monday night, and then Tuesday morning we'll bring it the rest of the way up the Hudson River.
Once it arrives, the museum will start working to preserve the aircraft and open it to visitors. A North Georgia woman on...
What's wrong with this picture right here? I'll tell you what's wrong. No wheelchair ramp. How are you supposed to access the sidewalk when it has no ramp? Y'all kind of screwed up when y'all did this crap. Ford factory loft, y'all need to fix this. Lime, your scooters are not wanted here. And I didn't knock them down. Park blocking the sidewalk.